Thanks for coming on this week's podcast. This week we're going to talk real quick about Facebook ads and boosting, just kind of review some real quick tips on things you should focus on for your insurance agency. And, at this point in 2017, it's become pretty apparent that, using the Facebook boosting and ads features have become really a great way to market your insurance agency. Obviously, they do cost some money, but there's a lot of targeting that can occur that can really help you get results. And, even though you may be paying a few dollars to get more exposure, it's worth it. With that, I've seen a lot of independent agents and small agencies just make some silly mistakes, using the boosting and ad features. And in my opinion, they're kind of throwing their money away. So what I want to cover real quick is just to give you some good thoughts and insights, just things to think about, before you go doing the advertising feature on Facebook. So number one is obviously you have a Facebook business page for your insurance agency. One thing that is so important is you need to be posting content to that page really on a daily basis. And when I say content, I don't mean solicitations. I mean educational articles, updates, tips. Here's an example of one property and casualty agency that we actually do the posting for. And you can kind of get a sense for some of the content. You'll see that there was a little tip about what does motorcycle insurance cover, a few good articles about changes happening in the home insurance, world, tips on commercial auto insurance. So my point is if you want to be aggressive and you want to use some of these Facebook boosts and advertisements, it doesn't make sense to do that if you haven't been kind of doing your daily homework per se and actually posting on your business page. So my first tip is before you do advertising, make sure at least 3 or 4 times a week you're putting good content on your business page. Because the first thing that's going to happen when you do advertising on Facebook is the consumer is going to go look at your Facebook business page. And if you haven't been posting and it just doesn't look professional and doesn't look valuable, you're going to lose a high percentage of those people you're attracting from the ad. So today's tip, make sure you're posting 3 to 4 times a week, good educational content. The common mistake with that is I see a lot of professionals with the daily posting, they're using it to solicit. They're trying to sell specific products. They're trying to sell specific services. And they're kind of doing this on a daily basis. And what ends up happening is the consumer starts to kind of project you as a solicitor, and they start to tune you out. So what I'm trying to say is when you do the daily posting, make sure that stuff's educational. If you want to be aggressive and you want to try to sell and market things, that's great, but you want to use the boosting or ad features for that, because the boosting and ad features obviously have a lot of targeting that you can use, so you can pick out your specific age range, your specific location of people you're trying to get, and it's going to help you more effectively market your product. So when you go to Facebook, obviously you can click this big promote button down in the bottom left, and that gives you some options where you can kind of set up some boosts. You can promote your page. If you want to set up a full-scale ad, click on the drop-down arrow in the upper right-hand corner and select Create Ads. And you'll see that there's a lot more things you can set up when it comes to who you're trying to target and what your reach is going to be. So I appreciate everyone coming on this podcast. Hopefully it was helpful, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again.